and you get on it too. So in FreeCAD now, let's go into the workbench called part design. Okay, so we're going to design parts. So the first thing about FreeCAD is you have to open up a new document, which is the upper left plus the green arrow, and you get a blue screen. And from that point, go into you select workbenches. So FreeCAD has different workbenches, which are right there in a menu called, that's the start workbench. You have a choice of many workbenches to choose from. Go into part design. The part design workbench has both three-dimensional and two-dimensional
Workbench.
different workbench than this. But part design has the ability to draw two-dimensional shapes, all the features of the sketching. So if you click on, in part design, you click on, start by clicking on new document, the red, there's a red button that says, that one there. Click on that document, it's a new sketch. So it's gonna take you, so new sketch, Just go to XY plane. You can start in any plane, but XY is perfectly fine. And you'll end up in a drawing workbench. This is like what you see in the drawing workbench. And you have the ability to draw any kinds of shapes. So lines, shapes, circles. One powerful tool is freehand drawing, like the multiple line tool. So just start drawing things. Draw one shape, like let's say take a freehand shape that you draw, so multiple points. Yeah, so new.
There.
Mm-hmm.
And insert exploring those things.
Yep. So just draw a shape, and then when you end up drawing this, draw it to the point where it closes upon itself, because that makes it a complete shape that you can make into a 3D object. So, but even simpler than that, since this is a lot about repetition, like getting familiar with the workflow. Okay, so you drew some things, start to see how it flows. You can draw circles, squares, anything you like. So take any of those tools, draw a circle. So that's how it works. Basic shapes you can draw anytime. Now, next step is let's learn how to make a three-dimensional shape. So let's take. So because we're going to repeat here a lot, it's about learning is about repetition. Just close that, say new document, go to a new doc and draw a closed shape like a circle or a square. New doc is the upper left hand corner of FreeCAD, not just a new sketch, just draw a new document. So now you opened up a new tab in your workflow. I want to show you how to do a 3D shape. So from there, take that sketch and click OK. So what you do is you go into edit mode where you have all the low battery. Okay. So the upper left-hand corner is the plus, the green sign, that's the new file. So there you go. There you have to start a new sketch again there. So yeah, draw something that's got a closed shape, like a triangle, a square, or anything. Draw a ready-made square. And you see at the bottom, in the tabs at the bottom, you have different documents that you're actually doing. Mm-hmm. Yep. So you can select between different documents. You can work on many at a time. But okay, so say you make a shape, we got a triangle, square, pentagon, hexagon. Click OK, close. So you have to, whenever you do a drawing, you got to close out of it for that to appear in the tree view. So close. And now there's two tabs there, which are model and tasks. So click on the model tab, which is model. And then you'll see in the tree view what you drew. Now you see that the feature thing, you did a sketch, that's sketch. So if you click on that sketch, you can select that, and then you can pad it out, extrude that. Single click, double click gets you to edit mode again, but just a single click on it. So yeah, click close out of the edit mode. So whenever you see like the red marks, red and white, like in here, that's in edit mode. You want to close out of that, maybe double click on it, double click. you're still in there. So double click on the sketch and close it. Yeah, the most tricky thing is orienting yourself. When are you in edit mode versus when are you in just selection? So in the 3D you can select it. Select that, just click on it once, and then go to the upper, one of the things here, pad. It looks like a pad. It's the yellow symbol there, pad. Look at that. So we'd get a three-dimensional shape out of that. So do a padding, and that will work whenever your shape is closed onto itself. Otherwise, it's going to throw an error. We have an issue down there, so it's not a closed shape. No, there you go. So, hey, that's it. Now you can rotate it. So do the left and right mouse button to either zoom or to pan or actually rotate. So like right and left buttons. You got to have a mouse on this, like Jonathan. I don't know how you're going to do that, but I don't know how to work with a mouse, so I can't tell you great instructions on it. But for other people with a mouse, you can, like a middle mouse button.
You can do it on this view right here.
Yeah, you got different views too, and you can do that. But if you want to manipulate that fully, you want to be able to rotate it and access any side. And I typically do if you right mouse click, there's different navigation styles. So right mouse click, navigation styles, do gesture navigation, and that allows you, I think like middle mouse button is rotate, or is it otherwise?
Click and hold.
Rotate.
Left button.
Okay, so yeah, you can rotate. Now, okay, so here you go. So the next step is you got a three-dimensional shape, you want to make features on it. You can draw features on any shape. If you select one side, like Jessica, you've got, that's double click, just one side highlighted. You can take that and you can click new sketch on that, and you will be able to draw a new feature on it. So let's poke a hole through this. Draw a circle on that, select one side, click new sketch on it. So up in the menu, not the menu, but all the buttons up there.
This one there.
So now you're like, once again, like the,
okay.
yeah, like distinction between edit mode and treatment. Okay,
The whole object or no?
no, not the whole object, because you,
Just the top face.
whichever, you can take any side, select one of them, and then click the new sketch, and it will take you to that flat face. So for Tom, you got to click OK.
All right,
Select one side.
that's one side.
Oh, you're already selecting something, but I can't see what you're selecting. So that's selected, yes.
Select the big one.
New sketch.
Oh, this one.
Yep. So now it gets you in a plane. Now you're in Sketcher again. So now you can draw something on it. So draw a circle. Let's poke a hole through this. New sketch is, you got to click out of that. Okay.
All right, select that.
Select not the whole object, one side, and then new sketch.
There we go.
Okay. Now it takes you to a flat surface, and now you can work on that surface. Yeah, you can poke a bunch of holes in it. Oh, there you go. Jessica is making cheese. So before we get too much further, let's do that. Click OK. You got something on it? Click OK.
Drew a hex, but it didn't really show anything.
Oh yeah, so you might have clicked up out of it. It's a tiny one, so maybe zoom in all the way and you'll see that's probably a hex. But yeah, it drew a very, very super tiny thing, so maybe you can just drag it out and enlarge it. Yeah, or just start another one, just do another one, do a circle. Yeah, so close out of that, and then it allows you to do the feature like the pad or pocket. So the pocket is the next one in line. Okay, so rotate it and see what you did. What did you do there? You did a pocket, but you have to select how deep it is. And look at that. So increase that depth in the properties view there. Make it like thicker than what you got. And you just made cheese.
All right,
So from here, click OK, close. So every time after you do something, see the distinction of like close where you're in there. So now you can pad it or pocket it. So do a pocket. Second thing right here.
that one?
Yeah. Yeah, so you do the pocket, so deepen it like more than 5 millimeters.
Okay, so it's 10. No,
Yeah, select,
no more.
do like 20, 10 or whatever. And then you'll see, you'll make a three-dimensional pocket in it. Right, so that's the cool thing. So now you can make holes. Whenever you make like a rectilinear kind of a thing, like a hexagon or like a freeform shape, like the round things you can't draw on, but any flat shape you can draw on that again. So now you can take another side and do another feature on another side. Yeah. No, but you can fake it. You can, for example, there's ways to get around it by drawing like a small feature that's flat, or like, yeah, there's ways to actually get past that. So we're like 11 minutes into this, but yeah, you can do a feature, and then let's do, after you do this feature, so you got the sketch, you should be able to access, those would be probably beyond that, the other things.
What am I looking for though? I'm not sure what I'm trying to accomplish now.
Oh yeah, you're trying to do a
Pad?
hole. You can do a pad, but do a hole or a pad, yeah. Do a hole, which is the third one, that one there. So that'll get you holes. So that's the, I'm kind of not sure where you're at. Choose feature. Okay. So that's the basic idea. So what we want to do is do a feature in a 3D object and do a second feature on that feature, so that actually the feature can be round if you want to do a feature on a feature. But the idea is that, for example, like if you look at the, like, okay, we've got our 3D printer. We've got, say, the idler piece, right? How would you draw an idler? An idler would be a block. Then you have these semi-indentations for the magnets. So like what you did right now with the holes, that would be that. If you've got the belt hole in the other side, that would be like a square hole on the back. But basically, what I mean by that is like everything on this printer is already done with what I just showed you right now. It's like you draw a three-dimensional, two-dimensional thing, extrude it, put either wear it away by doing pockets or build it up by doing pads. And you can do those features upon features. So that's it. Like with this basic workflow, you can design just about any complexity that you need. And that's how I did, for example, the extruder. I worked on an extruder. I did exactly that process, and it's sufficient.
Wow.
So you can get pretty funky in terms of, oh, now I'm gonna do like a revolution or like funky features, but that's all you need. Two more things that you need to understand the full workflow: how to move things and how to rotate things. So people, let's do, to rotate things, go into, there's another workbench called, what's the one on top there? There's, so go into workbenches. It's not assembly, it's draft. So within draft, you have the addition of a couple of things. Freaked out on me again.